Hey guys, welcome to the video. Today I'm just doing the next part in this 3-part mail opening little mini series we have at the start of the new year. And today I'm doing the wrestling figure slash Amazon portion of the video. As I said in the last one, I was planning on making this into 2 videos. I don't think there's enough substance in the Amazon stuff to justify an individual video. So we're just going to get into that and we'll start with the wrestling figure stuff. So first of all, this parcel, which was sent to me on the 11th, it took until the 19th, I think, for it to finally arrive. And he's been sat waiting to be opened ever since. And for a minute, I did think he'd gone missing. But then he suddenly turned up. And it would have been ironic if it did. Because a weird thing happened before when I found this figure cheap from someone on a trade group. I messaged them like, hey, can I get this, this, and this? And they instantly blocked me. The guy's name was something Dak. Something, I don't know, weird scam, like, I don't, even if he'd got money off someone else, like, you know, I don't understand what the play was there, but this did arrive, so we didn't end up with a weird thing twice. Bad start is that, look at this, we've got a hair. I don't even know, is that even showing up? He's got a hair in his bottom. Yeah, I don't know if you can really, I don't know if that's really showing up. There's a definitely a hair hanging out of his back there. Really, I mean, ironically, it looks like one of mine, especially when I touch that. The scissors don't really. Okay, right. Well, I'm just gonna leave that with you for now. But yeah, it's an Ezekiel Jackson figure. Now it could be in better condition. The Ezekiel on the back is a little bit worn away. The legs are a little bit loose, but generally speaking, you know, not in bad condition, really. First figure we've ever got sent with a free hair attached, I think. So that's cool. And the reason I bidded on this was because it was a really low starting bid. Ooh, those feet aren't great. It was a really low starting bid. And I figured either I can use him in the Fed or sell him on for a good amount of money, because these Ezekiel Elites are worth a fair bit, which is why I was a bit annoyed. Yeah, that boot is just absurdly loose. I have a feeling this is just going to be getting sold on, because I'd imagine it's probably not worth the stress of trying to use him with these two incredibly loose boots. I'm just going to put him down. But, I mean, theoretically, I would like to use everyone at one point in my Fed. You know, I'd like everyone to have an appearance or something. So it would be nice to get him on there. However, as I say, most likely in this situation now, we are just going to stick him on eBay. But there should be a good little markup on that, from about £6 up to about 20, I think. So, could be worse, you know, it could be worse. And in the bundle, we basically are talking the same story. It's one of those instances where we bought the bundle for one figure. Everything else is valueless in it, I think. But the one figure is really good. Now, I feel less strongly about giving this guy a feature in my Fed, because I really just don't know anything about him. But I do know that it is a pretty valuable figure. So we went ahead and picked this up. I feel like this was like £6 something as well. Maybe more, like, maybe a bit more, maybe like 8. But yeah, basically both of these figures here just to sell on. So we've got a packet of Vimto pyramids. Cool. Right. Okay, so So, first of all, we have a man, the myth, the legend, man of the hour, the mandatory, the ruthless aggression John Cena. 7 billion of these on the planet Earth, and we just picked up another one. But actually, it's in pretty good condition, this one. A lot of these have like a shirt on and really loose arms. There's actually got really decent arms for a Cena, for a ruthless aggression at all, really. I would say, I mean, I did think for a second that this was the same one I had when I was a kid, but actually it's a bit more green. And mine, I remember, had like fist and tag hand, and I swapped the tag hand, the fist off because I hated that. You know, you have to be able to hold weapons. Still to this day, you have to be able to hold weapons with me. So yeah, I mean that's a pretty cool scene. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, it is what it is. You chuck it up on eBay for a couple of quid, someone will eventually buy it. We got a basic Randy with spinning waist action. No, it's not supposed to do that, in case you're wondering. This isn't in the best of conditions, really. A lot of paint wear and stuff. Probably not worth talking about that for too long. We've got... this isn't bad, actually. Maybe use this as a women's division jobber. Actually, is this an elite? No, I don't think it is. I was thinking this might be an elite because I was thinking that the women's basics had no forearm swivel even in the early days, but actually you could tell from the hands that it's basic from like from the basic hands basically. It's Naomi. It's not the most common figure in the world. It's a bit different. Ooh, she's got the fist and tag hands. Cardinal sin. But it's actually in really good condition. It's actually really, really good. Look at that. And like I say, we can always use her to pad out the women's division. We've been looking at that. We've got a nice even amount of women, but she could always stick around for a bit, find her place in there a little bit, or I've no idea what these sell for. I can't imagine a lot, but there might be a couple of pounds in there. And that brings us to the figure that we bought the bundle for. So this is like a little extra bonus. I'll probably keep this, to be honest. It definitely could be worse. Another way you can tell it's not an elite is the single jointed knees. But otherwise, it can be kind of hard to tell with the women's figures. But the reason why we bought the bundle was this. Once upon a time, one of the cheapest elites you could possibly get, thanks to Argos. But now, one of the most obscure elites. It is No Way Jose. Again, you're looking at about £20 for this. I'll probably try and clean it up a little bit because that jacket is a bit mucky, as you can see there. The head's in really good condition. He kind of looks like a really terrifying, sort of cracked out Bo Dallas, doesn't he? Again, I don't really know much about this guy at all, other than the fact that this figure is worth a fair bit. The legs are a little bit kind of wobbly, but they could be worse. They're not that bad. The arms seem to be really good, and that torso joint is good. The only accessory he came with was the jacket, so it's good that he's got that still. And yeah, this could be worse. This definitely could be worse. And again, I wouldn't mind having him feature in the Fed a bit, but at a certain point, I feel like, I pick up these figures and I want to keep them because, it's obscure and a bit weird. But, I just have so many figures. I feel like even if I did give him one-off appearance in the Fed, I feel like I'd want to keep him. And then I just think it's a bad sort of habit to get into, and then end up with loads of figures that we could make money on, just loitering around, never actually getting used. Next up, we're going to get into the Amazon parcels. So this is it was a present for my sister, which didn't arrive, but we're going to open it and show it off anyway. As I said in the last video, this was from Amazon, Prime delivery, but they sent it via Royal Mail. From Amazon, yeah, definitely from Amazon. Okay, it does come in a pop protector. That's cool. I might leave it in there, to be honest. It kind of looks like there's a big mark across it. Don't know if you guys can see that, like a big scratch, like here. It kind of looks like that's gone through because that's the foil, or is that just the foil on the outside? No, you can see under it. So that's not great, but it is free pop protector. It is a free pop protector we weren't expecting. It's just a Dumbo pop figure in a little barrel of water, having a little bath. It's really, really cute. My sister loves Dumbo, so yeah, I thought I'd pick this up for her. I'll probably just give her it in this, since my nephew is in play now, and it'd be nice to keep it in decent condition. Or she can pop her Steamboat Willie in this, or any of those others like that, and just protect it in that way. And the final thing that I have here is along a similar vein of last year, I did a mail opening called I Bought My Own Christmas Present, wherein I ordered the Thunder Rosa action figure because no one got me it for Christmas. Similar story here. This was a bit of kind of early Boxing Day morning kind of browsing on things that I, didn't get / in this instance didn't ask for. So the first thing we've got here is Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 5 box set on DVD. Now, if you see here, we got the first 4 seasons there behind me. And that's because for the first 4 times I asked for this next series of Yu-Gi-Oh! I got it for Christmas. And then when we got up to Season 5, no one bought it. But then when I started putting Yu-Gi-Oh! GX on the list instead, they started with that. And you can see that here. That's Series 1, that's Series 2. So what I did this year was, because this is kind of a bit of a trend, is I thought I'd just buy this myself rather than asking for it and chuck it on the shelf with the others. There's the last part of Exodia for that side image there, and that'll be something complete. But that was my plan. It was like a Christmas gift to myself kind of plan. But this other item was also on my list, and this was the only kind of like named item on my list. Everything else was kind of like generic stuff that I thought I would get. Like, I had like pop figures and stuff. I always give like a list of pop figures I wouldn't mind having. But, everything else was kind of like slippers, stuff like that. Magic the Gathering sets, and various like sets for different card games and stuff like that. All kind of like generic stuff. The only thing I mentioned by name was the Disney Racerverse Marvel 5-pack. Featuring Thanos, Captain America, Captain Marvel, Rocket Raccoon, and Black Panther. I actually forgot Rocket was even in the Racerverse until I saw it in Smith's not too long ago. Now, I asked for this because they were down to about £25 on Very, and I have mixed feelings about these cars, but I do want to kind of lean into it and do a bit of content about this. I already have some of them anyway, so I thought we'd lean in a little bit more, and I thought for certain my sister would get me this if nothing else. But no one actually picked this up. So again, they're now down to £25 on Amazon as well. So I picked that up for myself. And there we go. That's my kind of gifts to myself complete as well. We got the Dumbo pop figure. We got the No Way Jose, which I should just list it straight away. I'll have a look at the Naomi, but she'll probably end up sticking around. I'll probably, use her to kind of fill gaps and stuff in women's division stuff when we get that on the go. Probably just list the Cena on its own for a couple of pounds. Someone will buy it eventually. Stick the Randy in a bundle. And the Ezekiel, we will, pry that hair out of his back. So that's everything for this one. If you haven't watched it already, you can go back and check out the last mail opening video where I opened a bundle of die-cast Pixar cars. Or you can wait until next week where I will be opening a bundle of die-cast Pixar cars. And you can also check out the playlist with like 115 mail openings in it as well. And if you enjoyed the video, please do like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you thought of this. Thank you all for watching. I really do appreciate it. And goodbye.